Alright, everyone. We have been live for 10 seconds, haven't dropped a million frames, so welcome to Sound Goblin Thursday gaming stream with another edition of Sound Goblin Storytime. I am, as always, your host, the Krampus.
I'm Hunter Grain.
And I'm Vincent.
We're expecting Shiv later, but he's absent for the moment, probably taking care of some stuff. And tonight, as promised, we are starting up with what is one of my favorite visual novels to come out in recent years, a game called Paradise Killer. It was released in September of 2020. It's an indie title that kind of blew up in a lot of the usual spaces where you see visual novels. And it is a murder mystery that is weird as hell, but weird as hell in a way that's still, like, approachable, which is a hard balance to pull off. So we're going to be starting a new game, and we are going to be going for as close to 100% completion as we can get.
Paradise Killer.
Now, it is very important to note that this is the Paradise Killer extended version, so to speak. They put out a new version recently that had a bunch of extra features attached to it, and one of those is the explanation screen that you're about to see. Because this didn't used to show, I'm fairly certain, for players who are starting the game. This game does not autosave. Yeah, the Syndicate created the first Paradise Island to worship their dead alien gods. Guided by leader Montserrat, the Syndicate attempted to resurrect the gods by forcing citizens to psychic worship rituals. However, the worship invites demonic corruption from beyond the stars. The islands always fail. The islands die, and a new Paradise Island is born. The cycle repeats.
Why do I feel like somebody shoved 3 genres together?
Oh, it's a lot more than 3.
I was gonna say, we got religion and aliens. Oh no, this is Scientology, isn't it?
No, it's worse than Scientology. Island Sequence 13. Lady Love dies. The Syndicate's lead investigator is deceived by the god-damned Harmony. She endangered paradise. Her sentence is eternal exile. The island could not be saved. Demonic corruption began to infect the fabric of paradise. The island died. The citizen slaughter ritual took place. Another Paradise Island failed. The cycle always repeats. Lady Love Dies watched from exile in the idle lands as each island flourished and died. Each iteration got closer to perfection. Demonic corruption events decreased. Island 24 was almost perfect, until Henry Division, a lowly citizen, got too close to the gods. He allowed demons to flood the island. The citizens were once again slaughtered. The council began their mediation to end 24 and birth Perfect 25. Before they could complete it, Paradise was killed. I won't be narrating everything, but...
It's the opening. Ha 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 ha. Hee hee hee. Okay, you can read from here on.
Yeah. So these scenes in the bar, and we will be coming back to this bar, take place on the 25th island. Important to note. And now we flash back to the 24th island sequence. We also get interesting little tidbits at the load screens. We're going to briefly touch on this, and then I'll go into explanations later. But Lady Love Dies was born at the Longest Tower, Britain, in 1000 AD under the sign of Kiss Me to the Moon. Syndicate's lead investigator, after the Damned Harmony incident on Island 13, the Paradise Psycho unit was shut down, and Love Dies was exiled to the Idle Lands as a punishment. I will be explaining most of that once we're done with the opening.
In exile. I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, we're given control. This is Lady Love Die's little apartment in exile. Anything we can interact with will come with one of a few different icons, but usually this heart icon. She even has a photo of the old Paradise Psycho unit before it was disbanded, which is just her sprite over the Paradise Psycho building. It has been 3,004,769 days since she was exiled. And they're not doing, like, weird days that are different than standard days. That's intended to be standard days.
Standard days, standard time.
Yeah. And immediately we are faced with our first character that we meet. I will let him introduce himself.
Who are you?
No dialogue choice in this game matters.
Oh, okay.
No, there is no difference in... Well, there's difference in dialogue from the two that you pick, but there's no bearing on, like, stats, story, whatever. This is Lady Love Die's unofficial title. It is what most people called her back when she was working, the Investigation Freak.
Ah.
Why?
This is a fairly important point. This is an actual demon, and that should be raising some red flags. So yeah, this is Shin Utsk Jigath, but he is just referred to as Shinji for the rest of the game.
He looks like a Shinji.
There is also, as far as I can tell, no auto mode, so I have to kind of manually time the text and stuff.
It's less important thanks to the backlog in this game.
Yeah. The backlog and the fact that this game has a very in-depth note system, which is good for a game that's all about investigation. Hold on, I gotta do some math real quick. Someone plug into a calculator and figure out how many years that is.
Yeah. $3,004,769. 169 divided by 365.25, which is not quite right, but close enough. somewhere around 8,226.6 years.
Yep. So, if you will remember, Lady Love Dies was born in 1000 AD, and we just added 8,000 years to the calendar. So, that is roughly where we are chronology-wise compared to our current time.
Well, she was exiled on the 13th island.
Well, yeah, okay. It's at least
So-
that long. So it's
At least that long, yeah.
given the lifespan and the longevity of your average paradise, probably a lot longer than that. We're going to ignore the obvious weeping. I see more things to pick up. Well-read book obtained. A well-read book about an ex-gangster that decided to become a master of grilled chicken skewers. Which is probably the only book that Love Dies had to read up here.
And considering the amount of time she's had, she's probably literally memorized it.
That's strange. Why?
Key item obtained.
An investigator's best friend, Starlight. It's been a while since me and the girl did the dance of an investigation. Most everything, as far as I can tell, with a couple of exceptions, for any of these pop-ups are written from the perspective of Lady Love Dies.
Okay.
It's just weird little snippets that she's written.
As far as that one was concerned, it could have been written from either hers or Starlight's perspective.
It's not that important for, like, those ones or, like, the random items. It's important for other pickups that we'll be getting later, that we know who's talking. Yeah, so screen calibration.
Welcome to Starlight.
May the silent goat walk with you.
That's weird.
Lady Love Dies.
It's kind of finicky about clicks during text, so it's better just to use the keyboard.
Investigate.
I don't like this.
The door to truth will open.
Gravity means nothing.
Gravity literally means nothing.
Time to breathe life back into
Gravity
paradise.
is a social construct.
No, gravity is a very tangible construct. It's just the person who built it decided to turn the damage down to 0. This will be discussed later. So we're introduced to one of our main mechanics in the game, which is hacking computers, or more specifically, nightmare computers, the only form of computer that exists on the island.
Nightmare computer.
A nightmare computer from the depths of space that uses a language born in a long-dead world.
Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, so like she said, you have an image up here. You have to choose the silhouettes that match the image. First one is very easy, just that and
Nightmare
that.
computer unlocked.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's important. Only someone who has a Starlight can hack a Nightmare computer. They can work with the computers they're allowed to access, but for example, there are 4 sets of glyphs, and we only have the glyph codes for 2 of them. So there's 2 types of glyphs we just can't decode. Same with most other people. They only have 1 code, so they can only decode 1 type. Also, Nightmare computers are basically tamper-proof. For anyone who doesn't have a Starlight. Because the data they're pulling from... The hard drive they're pulling from is the island. Pit of crime. Alright.
Found crime and put it in a pit.
Alright, with that, we are freed from the Idle Lands. And we reveal that the Idle Lands are just a fucking box they built above the island.
Ha-
The petty assholes just built a tower and put Lady Love Dies up there. They didn't even, like, kick her out to the horizon or anything.
They also built a bunch of pyramids in this, apparently.
Paradise Killer.
Alright.
Interesting way to do an intro.
Yep. Also, the soundtrack to this game is just great on its own. I do recommend, if you ever get, or if you want to listen to a pretty good video game soundtrack, it's on Spotify and all the streaming sites. There's a Nightmare computer back here. We can't interact with this one because we need the Cosmos key. Got various ads. We can sprint. If you suspect demonic corruption, report.
I suspect this box is demonically corrupted.
Dead Nebula. Delicious new premium beer from Crimson Acid, Dead Nebula. They're gonna throw a lot of proper nouns at you in quick succession. Once we get the island opened up, I'll explain. Also, blood crystals. And our first actual character. I mean, Shinji's an actual character. Shinji's just kind of chilling. Spiritually.
I'm glad you're back, LD.
Video daybreak.
Yeah, when we meet a new character for the first time, Starlight will give us an introduction, saving me the trouble of having to do an introduction. Born to the sign of the beautiful Spectre in Kenya. She is specifically the Syndicate's fairy woman. And, yeah, she's a certified badass. She murdered a lot of monsters. And then murdered a lot of other people. You don't get the title of assassin for nothing.
The investigator is here.
What? Evil stuff, LD. Last night was a killer.
How?
We can just immediately go, did you kill them? Can I wrap this up quickly?
I'm glad you're back, LD.
Yeah, Lydia also acts as our fast travel system of sort.
Ferrywoman reporting for duty.
Yeah, she just has some kind of time and space vortex car.
Well, of course. Where we're going, we don't need roads, but for some reason we need cars.
Just got deceived by a god and almost got everyone on the island killed. It happens. Also, there are no other investigators in the Syndicate. There is one, and when they lost Lady Love Dies, they have no Syndicate. Or there are no investigators for the Syndicate.
Yeah. I see, okay, at least one of several flaws in their plan.
I was born to investigate.
Alright. And, here is the judge.
Hello, Judge.
No birthplace, no birth sign. Yep, so, some crazy Syndicate member believed in justice so much that they literally just blasted their own ego into oblivion and, fused themselves with the island itself to become the impartial spirit of justice. This apparently also robbed them of pants.
Hey, pants is a rare commodity.
Judge,
Also seems to give them an extra pair of limbs.
Yes.
Welcome back to the blood-stained paradise, Lady Love Dies.
The investigator is here.
Paradise Killer.
What the hell?
I just love the turns of phrase that Judge has. If you're a murder junkie, that's quite the hit.
What time? I don't like this. Ooh, the investigator is here.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Investigate.
How?
Truth waits for you in the shadows. Investigate.
The investigator is here. Why? Who?
So yeah, we'll go over the info dump here in a second once I get access to the actual like menus and stuff.
Okay.
A further anomaly. Got a note. We'll be getting a lot of those. Get used to that.
Yep.
Sure.
Lady Love dies.
Unspoken things beyond the stars are in danger. Oh, you're right about that.
Is paradise worth saving?
This is actually, like, if you want to make a thesis statement for the game, this is the thesis statement the game wants to go with. What is truth? What are facts? Are they the same?
Crime cannot hide.
I love when Lady Love Dies starts waxing philosophic on the nature of crime. She's got so many metaphors. Alright, cool. So we got our first piece of evidence.
Investigate. Truth waits for you in the shadows.
When love dies, all that remains are the facts.
The journey into truth and justice begins.
Alright. And now Starlight is going to heavily info dump, and now we can actually go into various things. So, Henry Division escapes from his desolation cell. Henry Division, as we were told, is a citizen who has invited demonic corruption upon himself. Grand Marshal Akiko 14, who we have not been introduced to yet, was responsible for guarding him. The council are murdered at midnight. And 3 minutes after midnight, Henry's found outside of the council building by Akiko. She immediately informs that would be Witness to the End, another character we have not met yet.
Makes sense in a way.
And basically the problem everyone runs into is that there are 4 intricate locks that lock away the council members. And only the council members can get through those locks, so we can't even get into the room where the murder took place. 32 minutes after the island was or after the killings happened, Judge appoints Carmelina as the acting leader. And then at 3:16, they bring us out of exile. Oh, 3:31. Sorry. Bunch of notes.
Yep.
This game actually does a really good job of tracking, like, pertinent details. If you ever think, like, I need to know this really obscure thing about the case, and you've found that information before, Starlight will have it logged and you can find it. Okay, so we are now free to go about the island and do as we wish. If we want to, we could immediately start the trial now. There is an achievement for finishing this game in 5 minutes.
Well, wait, that makes sense.
You would almost certainly get the wrong answer, but you could finish it in 5 minutes. Also, the thing here is Love Die's old service revolver. We don't get to pick that up until the trial starts, but the punishment for everyone and anyone on the island for, like, any crimes is generally death. Like, that's just kind of their go-to. Love Die's getting exiled was a weird thing. Because the Syndicate is usually more than willing to kill off anyone who has a problem. Alright.
Blood crystal obtained.
So obtaining another blood crystal. We're going to be picking up blood crystals like candy. We're also going to be spending blood crystals with wild and reckless aplomb. And I did jump off an edge before I meant to. That's fine. Momentary stop while I get us back to where I want to be. Okay. So, this is where we come out of the Justice Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the entire island open to us. Now, we can go in any direction, follow any leads that we want to. And we basically are working until there are no more notes. As long as you've got a note, you need to keep digging in and finding the truth. That being said, the route I'm going to take is not the most efficient one, but I believe it's the one that a first-time player would follow. It's following a natural progression of clues from one thing to the other. But before we do that, we do need to go over some things here. So, in Starlight, you have a info set for the entire population. We're not going to go into any of the Syndicate members that actually have a picture here yet, because we're going to be meeting them all soon enough. But they all have such fanciful names as Grand Marshal Akiko 14, Carmelina Silence, Crimson Acid, Dr. Doom Jazz, Lydia Daybreak, Sam Daybreak, The Witness to the End, Yuri Knight, like that. So, the council members, because this game will just drop names on you and expect you to recognize the names of people or recognize important people. So we're just going to briefly go over the council members and the people who aren't on the island right now. Montserrat is the leader of the council. He formed the Syndicate with his mentor Ezekiel. And when Ezekiel went nuts, he took over the Syndicate and the council. We'll actually see his picture. He's one of the only council members who gets a sprite. Gabriella Devotion is the High Priestess. She's a mediator between the Syndicate and the gods. And basically, that's a good position for the Council to have, because in true Warhammer fashion, anytime you commune with the gods, you also leave yourself vulnerable to demonic corruption. So they have dedicated priests who don't get murdered when they try to talk to the gods. Makes enough sense. She is now dead. Pandora 2 is the establisher of Dead Nebula, who is the only goods manufacturer on the island. They also established Masahiro Heavy Industries, which established the Deep Factory. Every single citizen works for the Deep Factory, whether you want to or not. She is also dead. Kafka Memory is a founding member of the Syndicate, so he was around at the same time that Montserrat was. And he is responsible for the plan to mass abduct citizens from the real world and force them to worship the gods. This is a core pillar of the Syndicate operations and is vital to the continued survival of the Council, or the Syndicate. So they are regularly just going and grabbing citizens from Earth and forcing them to work in the Deep Factory, or are just sacrificing them outright. He is now dead. Lunatic Pope. Second in command to Gabriella, so he was assigned to the High Priestess. And he handles the day-to-day aspects of the priesthood. If Gabriella is the Pope, then Lunatic Pope, in turn, is, like, one of the vicars that handles the taxes. He's a younger member of the council. He was only on the 5th island, and was mostly brought on because he could interpret bureaucratic aspects of the gods. He is now dead.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Fine Stranger. Fine Stranger is a stranger to everyone. No one knows who the Fine Stranger is. No one knows what the Fine Stranger is. He was responsible for reading during the council meetings. Not reading sacred tomes, just sitting in the council meetings and reading a book. He is now dead.
Glad to see the council thought this was an important job.
Leon Disaster is one of the closest council members that we come to actually interacting with them, because Leon Disaster's blood is the currency of the island. The blood crystals that we're picking up are Leon Disaster's blood. They did this as a way of market control so that blood would not flood the market. Leon is now dead.
Okay.
Makin is the leader of Masahiro Heavy Industries. The Masahiro Heavy Industries is mostly responsible for working the citizens and running the reality folding drive, which puts out a gross, we don't understand science amount of power. Makin is now dead. And Ais Kawami, born in a remote... born in India, came to the Syndicate during the Great Betrayal, so Ais is one of the youngest members of the Council. The Great Betrayal happened around, I want to say, the 6th island, maybe the 7th. It's a little muddy. He saved Doomjazz and is responsible for getting him to the Syndicate. He actually took his own life years ago. He was not killed. He is still dead, but he is not dead for the same reason as the other members of the council. And that is the council members, so basically all these specialized jobs are now gone with nobody to replace them. K. Hicks is missing. He's just a craftsman that works on ceremonial items and is responsible for creating one of the Holy Seals. The other people here do not matter that much. They are second in commands to various people. Jahim runs the graveyard on the top of the mountain. He runs funeral rites. The gardens around the island are maintained by Madame Complex. The God Bruiser nuclear weapons were made by Balthazar. The only other person of note in this list of secondary people is Isaiah Bullitt. Isaiah Bullitt is Lady Lovedye's former husband. They are officially separated, probably because Lady Love Dies got, pinched for helping a demon inadvertently and exiled. 12 islands ago. He is also responsible for procuring, conditioning, and distributing citizens on the island. And there are 3,106 worshippers and workers. So yeah. And the last thing to go over before we actually get into gameplay, we keep talking about this great betrayal and stuff like that. So basically what happened is at some point, I want to say around like 850 AD in Earth's history, the gods came to Earth, gave humanity technology, and basically like pushed them technologically, scientifically, things like that. And then that started a millennia-long war because they in turn enslaved the humans and used them for ritual worship. The gods are betrayed by humans eventually, which is called the Great Betrayal. And humanity actually kills, imprisons, or drives most of the gods from the Earth. The Syndicate are on the side of the gods. We are the people who wanted the gods to rule over us and helped them do all this stuff. There is one god that is not dead, gone, or imprisoned on Earth, and that is the god that is imprisoned here in Paradise. And it's through that god that they have the ability to create an island and the reality folding drive. I know that's a lot to dump on people, but those events, specifically like the Great Betrayal and the Syndicate worshipping the dead and angry and horrible gods, are constantly referenced and a cornerstone of the entire story. So now let's disregard all of that and talk Shinji.
I hate demons. I don't like this. That's illegal.
And yes, all the blood crystals that we are finding is because Shinji got bored and decided to mess around with Lady Love Dies.
Okay.
Don't test me. That's not right.
Also, there is a mature content filter for this game. If you turn the mature content filter off, it does nothing to Shinji's model, it just lets him swear.
Ah.
Those crystals obtained.
Alright, so we're going to be finding a lot of different things on the island, including these stations. These are your save points. This game does not autosave, as it told you in the beginning.
Saved.
You need to manually save. However, each save station also acts as a fast travel point.
Fast travel unlocked.
You have to unlock it with a blood crystal, but once you unlock it, you can always fast travel to that location from any other fast travel location.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, every time
Obtained.
you unlock a fast travel point, you also get a skin for Starlight. In this case, we got the Symbols of Justice Starlight skin. Justice, justice, justice. Justice, justice, justice. Justice, justice, justice. Justice, justice, justice.
Stop saying justice.
I refuse. Alright, and up
Our
here,
word has lost all meaning.
this is Montserrat Breaker. This is the head of the council. This is basically the best image we get of him until way late in the game when we get like a flashback scene.
Ah.
But he is everywhere on the armor.
Reminder for those in the audience. He's dead.
He's dead.
In case you forgot,
He's dead.
he's dead.
Alright, so we can head anywhere, but I'm going to head in a very particular direction here. I'm going to start with a drink.
And I know that.
Relic obtained.
Angel Ward, a highball named after a district on one of the old islands. It was rife with unexplained crime before the Paradise Psycho Unit determined the demonic cause. The flavor changes each island, in line with the new whiskey blend. Oh, I'm getting caught.
Dead Nebula thanks you for your purchase. Please enjoy your cold, refreshing beverage.
And yeah, of course, Dead Nebula is keeping an eye on everyone.
Dead Nebula, more refreshing than a cosmic apocalypse. No way.
I'm not entirely sure, but there's a lot of hints that the Dead Nebula mascot is actually a hive mind consisting of all the vending machines on the island.
That, in a strange way, would make sense.
I was born to investigate.
Buy more drinks.
Yep, so our first collectible is finding Dead Nebula vending machines and buying weird drinks from them.
Okay.
We do enough of it, Dead Nebula will come through for us for something. And our second collectible is these weird, like, rib statues.
Relic obtained.
Second island sequence, A Dreadful Time. We learn of the demons in the stars, and they come for us. So, each of these statues has a item on it that gives us a remembrance of one of the past islands, and like a tidbit about them. It's how you unlock a lot of lore between the start of time, like we saw in the notes here, man's prehistory, and where we are now. This game has Soulsian amounts of lore behind it.
Relic obtained.
Yeah, first island sequence. Our blessed island plan was formed. Ezekiel forms the council to lead us into a new island sequences. We also have these. Traditional donate and let blood in prayer at a temple. We can spend blood crystals. to open these pyramid shrines that we find and get
Relic obtained.
relic carvings. Each relic carving has information about a different god. In this case, Damned Harmony. Escape to the cosmos as his mountain fortress was besieged in Bosnia. The Alabaster Citadel was demolished around him as he finished the ritual to escape. He drifted for millennia before latching onto a comet at the outer reaches of the solar system. He drifted again, missing the formation of the Syndicate, until the comet drifted closer to Earth. He learned of the Syndicate and deceived Lady Lovedies. So yeah, the war between humans and the space gods lasted for a very, very long time. And a lot of gods didn't make it out of that. Humanity was actually able to kill a lot of these, like, ultra-powerful star gods. Our corpse is buried in Russia. But yeah, this starting garden here is just a garden full of statues to all of the gods. So you can learn about more about the gods and stuff. I'm not going to go through all of them now,
Crystals.
but we will come through and talk about some of them as they come up in other things. Because this is the starting area, and they just want to show off all the different kinds of collectible,
Music obtained.
there are towers that just broadcast music to the island, and each one has a tape in it. As far as I can tell, this is the reason why it's important to know who's talking, because each of these tapes has a memory of someone, and I'm convinced it's Lady Lovedies. But I'm not 100% sure on that. It's either Lady Lovedies or Isaiah Bullet writing these. Also, each tape just comes with another song from the soundtrack on it that you can load into Starlight. If you don't want to listen to the ambient music that's in a given area, you can just set the music to listen from Starlight and then just build a custom playlist of what you want to listen to.
Interesting.
Minor feature, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Blood crystal obtained.
All blood. Over there is Carmelita's Silence. Or more specifically, the elevator to her penthouse apartment.
I guess it's exactly as stupid as I think it is.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of stupid platforming. It's part and parcel of this game.
Blood crystal obtained.
I'm just going to kind of run through here and find all sorts of
Key
stuff.
item obtained.
Oh, Red Crest found in the Syndicate headquarters. Big old, big old mural over here that we can put crests into. Once we put enough crests in there, something will happen.
Oh, great.
Investigation.
Confidential report about the victims of vampire attacks. By the way, at some point the island was infested with vampires.
You know it happens.
Life is.
Oh.
Well, life and undeath.
The truth is revealed. Sure.
Yeah. That will actually be useful later for stuff.
Really just a guy in a Party City Dracula card costume.
It could be both, given this island. It could be a guy in a Party City Dracula outfit who is an actual vampire. Also, these weird wall things are a type of creature from Mars. Don't ask questions. All right.
I'm not. I've learned.
So as you've already seen, the ability to get wildly sidetracked is powerful in this game.
Yes.
Ha!
The good news is, when you're getting sidetracked, you're almost certain to find things that are worth investigating. But if you've got, like, a set plan for what you want to do, it's really difficult to just stick to a single thing and go with it. Unless you purposefully just blind yourself to everything else. Music.
Music obtained.
Got tape. Want to know the secret to power? Drink a beer on a hot afternoon. You become invincible. The feeling is like no other. Alright, I need one more crystal, and
First crystal obtained.
then we're off. So, to actually keep us on track, come down here, we're gonna hack this nightmare interface.
Nightmare computer.
Sure.
Alright. Coats. Goats. The order also does not matter for these. So you can just do these in any order as long as you make the total silhouette. It's fine.
Ah.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
There we go.
Got it.
So this particular computer controls logs of who entered and exited Syndicate HQ last night.
Connecting.
The investigator is here.
Let's see, so Architect Carmelina left the HQ. So did Yuri. Das and Lee's clinic.
Analyzing.
Nanny, the hell?
Okay. Right.
Yeah, Henry hasn't been logged. Okay. So this is the tutorial on Starlight and evidence. It's not going to do this every time. It's only doing it this one time just to show us where things get posted. But, yeah, so... For some reason, my mouse being finicky. There we go. Okay, so, yeah. At any time, we can look at our suspect list and see their motives, alibis, and alibi breakers for anything that we've discussed. And we can also view by crime and see all of our suspects and all the evidence that corresponds to that crime. We have very little evidence right now, so we have nothing that goes in here. But as we fill things in, you can use that to figure out, like, okay, who do I think is the most likely suspect for a given crime? Oh, it's a spooky JPEG ghost. We'll get to the citizen slaughter ritual in a second.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
Yeah, of course we'll help
to
this guy.
investigate this.
I mean, we work for the Syndicate, so we're responsible for him being here. We're responsible for his family dying. We're responsible for a lifetime of suffering, but we're not monsters. Okay. So, side quests will pop up from time to time in the form of ghosts, who are left over from the psychic slaughter ritual that takes place on the island.
Time travel unlocked.
The psychic slaughter ritual is when an island is about to die, and the Syndicate are transferring to the new island, they ritualistically murder all of the citizens and use their psychic power to fuel their dead god.
As one does.
Starlight skins obtained.
I got the final moments skin. This image was the last thing a drowning victim saw.
Relic obtained.
A splendid pamphlet. A pamphlet about the celebratory gardens. They're dedicated to Gregory Complex, the Syndicate member responsible for weaving the broken timelines together several sequences ago. His sacrifice will be remembered. Yeah, at some point time fractured. No big deal.
Got some spackle, some duct tape, put it right back together. It's fine.
Yeah, basically.
Relic obtained.
Parasol. A light floral drink marketed to women, but very popular with men. See money.
Blood crystal obtained.
And more money.
Blood crystal obtained.
Step ladder over there. As we pass by, and we meet Grand Marshal Akiko 14. we'll get our formal introduction to Grand Marshal Akiko in a second here. She's actually the person we're heading towards. Also, if you're wondering what that last word at the end there, that is a Romanian swear word. Akiko 14 is Romanian.
Classic.
I do not know the exact translation of it, only that from what people have said, it is impressively vulgar swearing. Okay. Also, minor note, everyone has a little, like, USB key made of blood called a blood vial. That's sort of their personal key.
Relic obtained.
So when you hear people talk about somebody's blood vial, it's literally just a vial of their blood that acts as their two-factor authentication, so to speak.
That's one hell of a biometric block.
Although, kind of. Not easy to spoof per se, but if you ever lose a vial, you're pretty much screwed.
Relic obtained.
Lost mountain water. Beautifully clear water, once obtained from a well on an ancient mountain. The mountain was lost millennia ago. The water has never tasted the same since. Alright. Blood crystal.
Blood crystal obtained.
3 total blood crystals. Oh.
Sure.
Analyzing.
Also, Starlight can basically do anything. She can analyze residue, she can analyze blood.
That's weird.
Power of whatever the plot needs. Got it.
Exactly. All from a laptop that looks like it's from the 1980s.
The investigator is here.
It's retro, okay?
And, yeah, in more relevant news, somebody used thermite to melt through these bars. If we take a look at this door here... so... Only Akiko can open this door. And this leads to the Desolation Cell where Henry's acquired. So... Somebody just melted through those bars that lead into this secure area. Although, I'm going to be honest, this is the security we're dealing with. If anyone could jump slightly higher than Lady Love dies, this would not be secure.
Could he also just jump down? So why is there a that?
Yeah, that's a marshal. The marshals
Right.
are police/military forces.
Got it. Ah.
Now, of course, despite these being coded to certain people's blood vials, as stated, Starlight can get through them.
That's the wrong one.
Wrong one. Skull.
Nightmare computer unlocked.
There we go. So this is what it normally looks like.
Ah.
It's normally the reason why there isn't just an empty hole at the end of this, is because there's a long, guarded tunnel to the prison island. That door back there leads to the barracks. We're absolutely going to drop a thing, so we don't have to run that entire thing every time we want to talk
Time travel unlocked.
to Akiko or Henry.
Starlight skins obtained.
We got the bridge to nowhere. This bridge appears when the planets align. Those who walk across the bridge travel to a new reality, trapped when the bridge disappears. So, with one exception, I believe, people never move in this game. So Akiko and Henry are always going to be here on the island.
Okay.
What the hell? Oh, I'm glad to be back.
Day Romania in AD 991 under the sign of New Night. She is basically the leader of all military forces on the island. She was also a child soldier.
Got it.
Taci, dracului din gură! Rahat!
Arson, robbery, assault, attempted celestial rituals.
Standard fare.
Yeah.
Robbed a liquor store, communed with an old god, you know, the usual petty crimes.
Basically. Yeah, we'll actually visit this later, the concrete sarcophagus. So, yeah, when they went to arrest Henry, the chief exorcist of the island was murdered. Grace Bloodlines.
How?
That labajiu.
2352.
That's weird.
Turfa!
Sure.
Combat knife.
Where?
Che? Ești pe bune?
Paradise feels wrong.
I'll kill you!
Well, hi to you too.
That labajiu.
And reports. And Doom Jazz's report. Doom Jazz is the only doctor on the island.
Goodbye, nenorocito.
Oh,
Alright.
don't test me.
Tick off another box on the citizen cruelty check marks.
That's weird. Sure.
Alright, so far this matches up with everything that the judge told us. Yeah, apparently he doesn't remember anything from the time of his possession to when he got grabbed by Akiko.
I hate demons. The investigator is here.
Inhibitors.
Got it.
Get ready for some long info dumps in this game.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that conversation alone gives you a lot of talking points to start with, and a lot of directions you can go. But it's always worth it to actually come over and talk to people.
Marshal back at code 14.
And then we get this screen. So case files is where you can go over literally anything that has to do with that person, whether or not it's relevant to your current state of the investigation. There are a lot of times when they'll just go like, why are you asking me about that? Or things like that. It's your generic, like, throw baloney at the wall and see what sticks kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you always want to go through every case file that a person has available, even if it's a dead end. Because more often than not, you'll uncover the next lead you need to track down.
Ah.
Paradise feels wrong.
That labajiu. Mister.
What the hell?
Nenorochito.
Likewise, in these conversations, just exhaust every topic. There's no wrong answer or, like, relationship points you can lose or things like that.
Got it.
She cannot possibly hate you anymore.
I mean, you were exiled.
Nenorochito, you're out of your
Pretty
mind.
sure they don't think fondly.
Don't test me.
Goodbye, Nenorochito.
More specifically, she was exiled for accidentally cavorting with a god that she specifically dislikes.
Yep.
Yes. Out of everyone in the council, Akiko 14 would especially have an axe to grind against Lady Love Dies because of her involvement with Damned Harmony.
Che?
I need
Damned
to
Harmony is so
investigate
far the
this.
best named god.
Nenorochito.
When we eventually get back to the Garden of God statues, we will go over some of the others. The most important one to know is Silent Goat, because Silent Goat is the god that came and uplifted humanity, and so, like, the goat is the holy symbol. All the marshals have a goat on their helmet. The general, like, have a good day thing you say to other people on the island is, may the Silent Goat walk with you.
It also
Why?
explains the symbol of the Syndicate.
Yes. There's goat skulls just everywhere.
Soldiers of honor. Do you want to die?
Sure.
Sure, sounds fun.
That Labajiu.
What time?
Nenorochito.
Sure.
Nenorochito.
The truth remains obscured.
Wisdom.
Thank you. Crime cannot hide.
Vishpros. Classified.
Got it.
We get it.
Nenorochito.
Got it. The investigator is here. I'm glad to be back.
And now we start to get things that we've uncovered, because talking about the prison barge and the prison bridge goes over the stuff that we found so far.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Because we have, like, Henry's inhibitors and the bars themselves.
Ah.
That's a lie, Nenorochito. You need to back off.
Yeah, so the marshals do not get protected. They're not members of the syndicate. The marshals are citizens. And as such, they don't transfer from island to island. And that's a hell of a line. Alright. So we've exhausted all of our conversation topics. Now, generally Akiko has been hostile with us and made it very clear that she does not like us. Let's hang out. So, everyone in the game has 5 ranks of reputation that you can earn with them by hanging out. Even if they despise you.
Nenorochito,
Basically,
you're
all
out
you
of
have to
your
do
mind.
is hang out with them. There is no, like, check you have to do or anything like that. There's only one person in the game whose reputation is tied to something other than just talking to them, and we'll be introduced to him at some point.
Free. Do you want to die?
Ooh, the investigator is here.
Do you want to die? What? That Labajiu.
Is this a fact or a truth? I was born to investigate.
Touch Dracului din gură.
This has been delightful.
We've increased our relationship.
Okay, we actually do have to come back later.
Yes, the only limitation on relationship is that you can't do them in sequence. You have to go talk to someone else, and then Hangout will unlock. It's either 1 or 2 people before Akiko will talk to us again, or hang out with us again specifically. We can talk to her about case file stuff at any time. Here is Henry Division.
Who the fuck are you?
Henry Division.
Robbery, arson, torture. Hey, it's basically how everyone gets started with D&D.
Who
At least
the
according to Chick
fuck
Track.
are you?
Sure.
Wanna have a nice little chat?
Got it. That's strange.
Not a fucking thing!
I have a bad feeling about this. Crime is repulsive. I have a bad feeling about this. The facts and the truth are not the same.
Look, I needed something to do.
Sure.
Whatever you fucking say.
Henry's voice actor's having a lot of fun with that role.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it. The facts and the truth are not sure.
Whereas some of her lines are just kind of weird.
Wait, which lines?
The fact that she has two different ways of saying that the investigator is here. And that line about the facts and the truth are not the
Whatever
same.
you fucking say.
And like I said, the facts and the truth are not the same is kind of like the thesis statement of this game.
I don't like this.
The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing. Are you fucking kidding me?
Got it.
Not a fucking thing.
Yeah, this is also an example of how the Syndicate doesn't replace people, or more accurately, probably can't replace people.
Basically, they just get a crop for that island, and then when they're done, get a new crop.
Oh, I'm not talking about the citizens. I'm talking about their own members. They only had
Oh.
one chief exorcist, and Henry murdered her. So
Ah.
he's had to live with the demonic corruption for 10 years because they could never find another chief exorcist. Or haven't... Okay, it's kind of a toss-up as to whether they didn't care about finding another chief exorcist
Or can't.
or can't. I mean, the only person who's currently suffering from demonic possession is a citizen, and we've well established that they don't care about citizens.
Which
Are
would make me
you
actually lean more on
fucking
the can't
kidding
part.
me?
Henry's demonic possession.
Yes, we have a whole new case file. Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became a dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the Syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he's been contained and sealed in the Desolation Cell with inhibitors. Alright. Let's go down the list.
What a fucking surprise. I'm shocked. Stunned.
Ah,
The demon wants to see this island scorched into nothing.
I don't like this.
New Night.
Yep.
The investigator is here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Good set.
Alright.
Whatever you fucking say. I spent my entire life adrift. My mind is like a desert covered in fog.
What the hell? The investigator is here.
Are you fucking kidding me? Whatever you fucking say.
I mean, this one's kind of redundant. We know how he ended up like this. No matter what like this entails.
Sure.
What a fucking surprise.
Also ask about K. Hicks. He has no idea who K. Hicks fucking is.
What fucking ever.
Alright. Let's hang out.
The investigator is here.
At least this one I can kind of understand. Like, the only justification I can see for hanging out with Akiko is just needling her.
Which is exactly what happened. So.
Yeah. It's just digging the knife a little bit deeper into her. But, like, actually getting to know Henry might reveal some secrets to the investigation. So it makes sense that you'd want to, like, raise your repartee with Henry Division. Also, there's two very distinct ways you can play Lady Love Dies in this game based on the choices you're given. Generally speaking, you would either play her as completely in line with the Syndicate, or the way I play her, which is just when she got sent to the Idle Lands and the whole thing with Dan Tarmony, she kind of lost faith in the Council's mission as a whole, and just is kind of over how everything in the Council does things. Because you're always given the option to, like, question how citizens are treated. Question the goal of the Council, like we're doing right now.
Whatever you fucking say.
Alright. Exhausted our topics.
Marshal Akiko 14.
And yeah, you can't just go in between two people. And,
yeah.
So,
you at least have to go in between three people or something.
Yeah. So, one of the other things that I wanted to bring up, because I skipped through the dialogue when we were leaving Akiko 14 the first time. Everyone, based on their birth sign, or by the star they were born under, has a different greeting you're supposed to say to them.
Ah.
So for, like, Akiko 14, who worships New Night, the proper way to end a conversation is to say, "May your night be bright," and then she says ours back to us, which is, "And may you reach the moon." It's a little bit of world-building thing. It doesn't, like... It's not a hugely important thing in the grand scheme of things, but this game does so much world-building. And I love that. That is why I love this game, because it does its damnedest to make you believe in the world. Even if it is a shitty world full of people who sacrifice a lot of innocent people.
Well, you know, you have to have hobbies.
Yeah. No one's a saint in this. Which is good for a detective story. It gives it a real, like, noir edge, if noir meant, you know, ritual sacrifice. Now, I'm specifically avoiding taking fast travel for the moment, because I need to save up blood crystals for something. There's only one thing in the game, or one type of thing in the game, that costs more than 1 blood crystal at a time, and it costs 5 blood crystals, so I need to get 2 more, or 3 more blood crystals.
Ah, hence the random exploration.
Yeah. I was checking around to see, because in addition to blood crystals, there's a bunch of other collectibles on the islands, too.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the long way back. I can see a heart icon over there. So as far as our overarching goals, we actually got a couple different names dropped on us during the talk we had with Akiko.
Relic obtained.
Absurd message stones. Stones painted by children before they go to the slaughter ritual. They make wishes for their next life. Citizens don't have a next life. So there's a couple different people that we could talk to that are kind of a natural progression from that conversation. But we're going to go to the closer route. I think we are. There's the dead zone. The map is kind of helpful sometimes.
It's kind of a suggestion of where things are a layout.
Yeah. Also, if you see an icon that looks like this, it means it's something a ghost wants.
Ah.
In this case, the Glistening Stone. A small but bright stone. Looking at it makes the world around you fade away, and you can hear distant memories imprinted on the stone by the wearer. This one is full of happiness.
Is it? Really?
Well, if you recall,
Relic obtained.
citizens sometimes throw coins into fountains for luck. Luck doesn't exist.
Relic
Luck
obtained.
would have taken extra time to program in.
Let's see.
Yeah, I should work with what you got.
If you remember, there was someone who was looking for a glistening stone.
Relic obtained.
Mushrooms grow all over the island and are prized for their variety of flavors.
Ha. Ha.
I have found your stone. Hi, Shinji. Oh, that item obviously has sentimental value to a lot of people. You want to hawk it. Gems that are tied to suffering are apparently a collection you can have.
Well,
There's a lot to
that's
unpack in that.
specific.
No. Bees.
strange.
Shinji is all over the island. Sometimes it is possible to see multiple Shinjis at the same time. And it's basically just conversations with him about stuff. Sometimes they're short. Sometimes they're not.
Blood crystal obtained.
Another blood crystal. Woo.
Yay.
Okay. Docks are gonna wrap around that way. See a blood crystal in the distance.
Ha.
Blood crystal obtained.
That's 4. And I see another one. That'll be 5. And
Ha.
Music obtained.
remember how her lipstick looked on the TV? And his lipstick. Divine. I loved those two. Late nights were better back then. Alright.
Blood crystal obtained.
We have 5 blood crystals. Which is the
Hooray.
required number for the thing we are looking for. We'll get back to you later, weirdo. And it is up here, back at the start.
I'm
A foot
glad
bath.
to be back. Got it. Oh, I'm glad to be back. That's strange. What the hell?
Double jump unlocked.
Well,
Sure.
okay.
The islands are, in fact, weird. So, there are 3 upgrades you can get for movement. Each one costs 5 blood crystals, and each one can only be obtained from a separate foot bath. We have to find other foot baths if we want to get the other upgrades. But the double jump is very useful.
Key item obtained.
Red crest. Alright. Now, I have the layout of most of the island memorized, but there's like 1 or 2 places I still forget exactly how to get to.
Blood
Just
crystal
kind of
obtained.
stumble my way into. And one of the ones is... Ah, there we go. Down there.
Key item obtained.
Is the docks back here at the back of the island. So the 2 people you can reasonably infer are your next targets to talk to are either Witness to the End, who is over in the Syndicate headquarters apartments, or Dr. Doomjazz, who is down here. If we hold control, we see where everyone is on the island. So if you're ever
And
like...
how far they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're ever lost, you can basically talk to anyone out there. It won't show you points of interest, but it will show you all the NPCs on the island you can talk to, even minor ones like the gate guard, or that's the gate guard down there. That one, I believe, is the soldier at the front of the barracks. But anyway. You know, I wonder if Lady Love Dice can swim.
Respawning.
Huh. Okay. Well, that did not do what I thought it was
Time
going to do.
travel unlocked.
Ah.
Starlight skin obtained.
Bear the Sheba, the most wonderful dog. Why wouldn't you use the skin? Do you hate my dog? I'll kill you. No joke. Fun fact, Bear the Shiba is actually in this game. You can go find him.
Ah.
Ha.
Blood crystal obtained.
The blood crystals.
Oh,
Ah, backdoor to Doom Jazz's clinic.
is this a fact or a truth? Don't test me.
Backdoor. So yeah, when they're talking about like the nightmare computers that watch people, it's literally a giant eye on a chain.
Ah.
They're not being subtle. And let's meet our next syndicate member.
Dr. Ninjas.
Lady Love dies.
Dr. Ninjas.
Born in Cannon Fortress, Scotland in 1988, under the sign of Cosmic Deceit. Always wanted to be a doctor. And yeah, as we covered, Aiz Kiwami rescued him during the Great Betrayal. And
It's been
although Dr.
wonderful
Doom
to see you
Jazz
again.
lost his arms, he got sweet bionic arms that are very clearly labeled with child labor on them.
I've missed you, Love Dies. The island is about to end.
The investigator is here.
I see.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
I'm a professional.
I have a bad feeling about this.
This is bad.
Sure.
Hypothetically.
Don't test me.
Alright, let's go down the list. Considering most everyone has name-dropped him at this point, we have plenty of stuff to talk about.
I've got all the time in the world.
Oh.
Ha-ha!
Oh.
Theoretically. What?
Sorry.
Hypothetically?
Oh.
Lady Love dies.
The facts and the truth are not the same. The investigator is here. Don't test me.
Ha-ha!
Who?
Ha-ha! The island is about to end. What?
I don't like this.
I'm worried.
I love this line.
How?
What if your thoughts aren't as good as a philosopher's? Good doesn't matter. What matters is that they're yours. She's had 3 million days in exile to get all philosophical about her work. I don't think she needs to quote a philosopher at this point.
Yeah.
What? Haha!
Yeah, we've already seen the report.
What?
I have a bad feeling about this. Got it.
Haha!
Sure.
Sedate the body, inhibit psychic ability.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
Strange.
Oh, really?
That's strange.
I'm a professional.
And yeah, Witness to the End is responsible for, you guessed it, witnessing the end.
Hell, that makes sense.
Got it.
Hypothetically? I'm worried.
Usual asking about K. Hicks. Well, this is the first honest lead we've had on him. Apparently has a place up on the cliffs.
How?
Yeah, there's a lot of times when they won't double up on information. They'll just go, yeah, Kiko knows that. You should talk to her.
Hmm.
Strange.
Alright. Let's hang out.
I've got all the time in the world for you. I've missed you, Loved Eyes. Fabulous. Lady Love dies.
Time to breathe life back into paradise.
Haha!
The investigator is here.
Fabulous.
Sure.
Haha!
I was born to investigate.
Fabulous. Theoretically?
Yeah, relationship increase.
It's been wonderful to see you again.
Got it.
I had nothing to do with this.
Probe.
You've got this wrong.
Death scream trauma.
I see.
Yeah, welcome to that special kind of hell.
Yeah.
Theoretically?
Sure.
Hypothetically? How?
Sure.
I had nothing to do with this.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Investigator. My favorite investigator.
Alright. That lock any case files.
There, so.
Cosmos be a mystery. Alright, so we got a hell of a lot out of talking to Dr. Doomjazz. Also, as an aside, there are 2 people in the game that you can strike up a intimate relationship with. You can strike them up with both at the same time, it doesn't matter. And Doomjazz is one of them.
Oh, makes sense.
I am honestly surprised the other one hasn't called us yet. But it might be that it triggers off going to a specific place rather than a time thing. Anyway.
Those crystals obtained.
So, it'd be a natural progression to go talk to Witness next, because Witness has been mentioned by more than a few people. And especially because Witness was asking about the inhibitors and stuff. That being said, there is something I want to try and trigger first, before we do that. Services. barracks. We cannot get into the barracks right now.
Blood crystal obtained.
A blood crystal. Oh, hey, Shinji.
What the hell? I have a bad feeling about this.
And these are the kind of conversations you have with Shinji.
Yep.
The god dying from sadness is a sentient rock that drifted to Earth in the cosmic wake of the other gods. A renowned despair philosopher. Vile Embrace journeyed across the stars to find new races to vivisect. A carnal god whose followers engage in extreme sex. Fortunately, I'm reasonably certain no one worships Vile Embrace on the island, or was born under the sign of Vile Embrace. Okay. The thing I was going to do. There is a thing that in my test playthrough, I triggered just by jumping off a certain point, and I thought it was triggered when you respawn for the first time. Now I'm not 100% sure. Oh well. I will have to look up and see how to trigger it.
Yep.
We're not going to finish the game without talking to that person, so... Unlock this fast travel point.
Travel unlocked. Starlight skins obtained.
Idle Starlight Skin. Look to Crimson Acid. She has been blessed. So can you. Devotion is rewarded. Work hard and pray hard. Alright, so... while we are close to the garden... while we are close to
Blood
the
crystal obtained.
housing complex... Oh, by the way. That's Silent Goat. He's got 6 arms and a big old goat skull.
Well, that makes sense.
His power explicitly is the one that allows the Syndicate to create the island sequences and create their perfect paradises. Even though no paradise has ever been perfect and they have to keep remaking the island.
It's a work in progress.
A necklace made from crystallized tears. Sounds about right. Hey, Shinji.
Sure.
You come from a perfect society? Hideous shrieking laughter.
Ooh, the investigator is here. That's strange.
We definitely need to come back to this one since it's a good fast track to unlock.
Starlight skins obtained.
Dead Nebula. More refreshing than Cosmic Apocalypse. Can't hack that computer yet, unfortunately, because that requires Cosmos. Oh, hey, Crimson Acid.
Relic obtained.
Ultimate tea. Again, Micah is the best tea. Anyone that says different is a liar or hasn't tried it. That's a straight fact. Let's go get introduced to our next syndicate member. The right way to run.
Relic obtained.
Well-loved secateur is obtained. A craftsperson tools are a thing of beauty. The grip has been worn into the perfect fit for the user's hand over years of use.
Relic obtained.
Polite luxury chocolates. The standard gift given to the host when syndicate members visit each other. And
Blood crystal obtained.
I'm just going to rob him of the blood crystal.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Scene investigation.
Statue of Crying Grudge. Weeps endlessly at visions of the future he cannot unsee. You know. Normal stuff.
Yep.
Witness collects and breeds rare plants. Sometimes he gives them as gifts and then hounds you to take proper care of the most fragile plants on the planet. He's that asshole.
Yep.
Silent Goat, Holy Catalyst. Relics from Persia before the Great Betrayal.
Alright, I'm actually gonna drop out early.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yep. We're not going to be going for too much
Good
longer.
night. Yeah.
And most importantly, and the whole reason we went in here, witness his phone. Unfortunately, it doesn't do us much good without a comms tower to hack, but at least we have his phone. There's god statues. And the man himself. Witness to the end.
Witness to the end. Under the gaze of the gods.
Yeah, he just watched us walk by him, open his sliding glass door, touch all his stuff, pocket his phone, and now we come back to talk to him.
Witness to the end.
So yeah, he was born in Iran, actually, in 1981, which I believe makes him...
981.
Or 981, sorry, yeah. In 981,
Yeah.
which I believe makes him the oldest non-council syndicate member that we talk to in this game. I think. I would have to double check that. He was born under the side of destroyed Eden. He was basically put to work building a nightmare labyrinth called the Chaos Palace by Crying Grudge.
In North Persia, because we're going between the two names to make it even more confusing.
Yeah.
To those not in the know, Iran and Persia are actually interchangeable. Iran is actually the name of Persia.
Now, importantly, during the Great Betrayal, unlike most of his fellow enslaved humans, Witness actually sided with Great Betrayal, or with Crying Grudge, and hid within the walls of the Chaos Palace. Basically, Ezekiel found him within the labyrinth of the Chaos Palace and took him in and brought him into the Syndicate.
Our holy masters. The gods are watching us. The gods are displeased.
I actually really like his design.
Yeah.
It helps I'm a fan of purple in general.
It is also a nice mix of a bunch of different elements. The Egyptian hieroglyphs on his chest.
You're actually going to see a lot of...
Actually, wait. No, that's not.
No, that's not.
It's not Egyptian. It's Mesopotamian. I don't remember exactly what.
Cuneiform?
Yeah, cuneiform. Yeah, probably cuneiform.
Please don't take me as an official, knower of ancient languages. I basically only know that word from Stargate. But yeah, he's a mix of a couple different styles. You are going to see Egypt referenced a lot, because Egypt is one of the big places where the gods landed. So a lot of ancient Egyptian influence seeps into this whole place.
But yeah, it's definitely cuneiform, although his outfit looks more Mesoamerican inspired, if anything. Yeah. And cuneiform makes perfect sense considering the Iranian.
Got it.
Another sinner.
I don't like this. When love dies, all that remains are the facts. That's strange.
Yeah, at some point in between when Love Dies was around as part of the Syndicate, and now, Witness to the End fell real hard into religion. To be fair, it's not hard to see why. A lot of bad stuff happened between the 13th and the 24th island. Up to and including the vampire murders. So it's not hard to imagine that someone would turn to religion for that.
Our gods work in esoteric ways.
It just so happens that this religion revolves around hyper-advanced star god aliens who absolutely do exist.
The gods are displeased.
Absolutely, factually exist as
So you know that pyramid that's off in the distance behind Doom Jazz?
Yeah.
The one with the light coming out of it? That's where Crying Grudge is.
Ah.
Blasphemy! Investigator.
Alright, let's go down the list. Again, because multiple people have brought him up as a thing, we have multiple things to talk about.
Yep.
Crime cannot hide.
Under the gaze of the gods.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The gods are watching us.
The truth remains obscured.
This island is full of sinners. The gods are displeased. Surely this is a joke. The end times are long.
I have a bad feeling about this.
There's also that.
This island is full of sinners.
Yeah.
Witness 100% buys into the holy mission, quote-unquote holy mission of the Syndicate.
Are their gods work in esoteric ways?
Sure.
Surely this is a joke! I am still bathed in the glory of the gods!
Sure.
What?
Who?
Of their holy masters. Of course not.
Why?
What? Of course not.
Where?
Investigator.
Sure.
What?
This is not the first time someone has mentioned Witness and Carmelina talking with each other.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing. There's no, like, one linear path through the game. There's plenty of different ways you can crisscross into the same information.
Why?
That is actually kind of interesting.
What?
There are certain chunks where there'll be, like, for example, like when we were talking to Doom Jazz, if we hadn't talked to Akiko, he wouldn't have told us anything about the report that he wrote for her. We would have just had to go talk to Akiko to get the actual report. I'd be like, I already wrote the report once.
The gods are radiant.
But other times, there'll be multiple places you can get the same information. Multiple people mention Witness to the End. Multiple people mention Carmelina.
I need to investigate this.
Investigator.
What time? Got it.
And yeah, once we get the Cosmos upgrade, we can go down into the Nightmare computer and find out who used the elevator.
Ah.
We just have to get the Cosmos upgrade first.
I'm assuming it is somewhere.
Yeah. There's only three upgrades for Starlight, and each upgrade gives you one of the codes that you don't have.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Crime cannot hide.
This island is full of sinners.
Ah.
Our usual ask about K-Hicks. Everyone we talk to just says, yeah, we have no idea about K-Hicks. He's just kind of a loner.
The gods are displeased. Under the
And here we get
gaze
to
of
another
the
juicy
gods.
one.
Yep.
What?
I have a bad feeling about this.
The end times are looming. This island is full of sinners. Another sinner.
And yeah, just a bunch of stuff about Henry's demonic possession.
The gods are watching us.
That's strange.
The gods are radiant of their holy masters. What?
Don't test me.
The gods are watching us. I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
You know that time when you, like, go to a friend's house and they're religious and you're not, and you feel like you have to do the prayer anyway?
Yeah.
We're being polite. I like to imagine she's doing it in a very, like, blasé voice, like, the first, the holy catalyst, silent goat, always walk
Especially with
you.
that face.
Yeah. Your relationship increased. You fly with destroyed Eden.
I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
Alright. So, we got a bunch of information from Witness to the End. Basically, how the early game of this goes is you basically just make a circuit and talk to people. And then once you've talked to everybody once, you have a set of clues you can follow up on. And now... Yeah, I think we're going to go do that one next.
All right. It is 11:45, so we should probably.
Oh yeah, it is 11:40. So, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna take a stopping point right here. Actually, no. We're gonna take a stopping point when I go find a save point. Guess we have to do that.
Yes, this game does not autosave.
It's very important to remember. Luckily, saving a game does not cost a blood crystal.
Oh god, that would be annoying as hell.
It would.
Getting saved.
Okay.
Oh, I always hate that idea for save systems.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the typewriter ribbons either. But anyway, thank you for joining us in our Sound Goblin Thursday gaming session. We have plunged truth deep into a mystery, and it's only going to get weirder from here on out. Join us on Sunday when we'll be doing a much more straightforward game and playing some Super Robot Wars.
Are we doing that this Sunday?
Possibly. If not, we won't be here, and then it'll be very obvious that we're not doing it. I think we're doing it, though.
Okay.
And then join us on Monday for our continued Poke Monday playthrough of Soul Link, Nuzlocke, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the gift that keeps on giving. And by giving,
what? I am not sure.
by giving, I mean misery. Join us on Tuesday for more Paranormal Power Company in Lobotomy Corporation. Thank you. My mind was completely not grabbing that name. And join us back here next Thursday when we continue the investigation as to who murdered Paradise. Metaphorically speaking. Until then, I've been your host, the Krampus.
And I'm Vincent.
Alright. Have a good one, everyone.
Yep, goodbye.